Hello, hello. Welcome to TMI Tuesdays. I am your host, Tonk 7. Just wanted to get started off here. We have partnered with fanatics.com, the ultimate sports appeal, fan gear. They got jerseys, shirts, hats, NFL gear, NHL gear, baseball, pretty much anything sports related in this country, NASCAR, soccer. We just got partnered with them. I'm not sure when. I just heard this news, but that was pretty exciting, and I just wanted to talk about that. You can hit the link in the description, and I'm not sure what that comes with being a partner, but I'm sure there's some benefits going through our link in the description. And so today I have another new co-host. His name is Culler. Culler Commentary. He's always on with El Capitan most of the time. And they were doing, the last time I saw him, they were doing the sports betting information. So what's up, Culler?
Hey, how's you doing, guys?
Good, man. Just finally getting back to Seattle.
Yeah, I saw you were out last week.
Yeah. I had a very, very busy week, and had like last Tuesday was like one of the busiest days of this year so far. So I had to pass the mic over to Mike on Mike, but glad to be back. Happy to be back. Got plenty of good content for you guys this evening. Please like, share, comment. Thanks to everybody who's already commenting. We're running a little late today. That has a lot to do with me. But the show's going on, and happy to be here. So just to start it off, of course, Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday. And everyone, get into the comments because we're starting this off. We want to hear what you have to say. And so, of course, like we all probably saw and watched, the Rams won. And I thought it was a really good game. What did you think, Culler?
Oh, yeah, I thought it was. I mean, as far as, maybe a couple of the playoff games may have been more exciting or better, but I thought that as far as the last few Super Bowls go, I really was impressed with, it kind of brought some nostalgia back for me and really felt like the games used to feel. And I've said that it kind of feels like that might be because of the whole Brady shadow not hanging over it. I mean, even when Brady wasn't in the Super Bowl, we all kind of thought something happened for some reason that he didn't make it, and that the two
Yeah.
teams were kind of less than legit, Well, his shadow wasn't hanging over this year, so it really felt like it was like watching a Super Bowl back in the 90s or early 2000s. That's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah. I ever since I recognized that Von Miller was on the Rams defense, I was like, oh man, I don't think anyone's gonna beat them. Once they got going with that team and Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, it's just like you got a phenomenal offense right now that they built. It's like they put this team together to win like right now.
Mm-hmm.
That team was ready to win right now. And I mean, I think it stressed out the head coach so much that he's considering retirement.
The head coach already, McVay?
Yeah,
he's 36 years old.
I know. He's actually the youngest head coach to win a Super Bowl, and yeah, he's already talking about retiring.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, but just like,
well, he just doesn't want to go through the minutia of the sell-off. That's what it is.
We needed fans to pick a winner pre-round, so get in the guys. Yeah, so like the captain is saying, our producer, if whoever you guys are deciding with most, who has like the most content to say or info to say or facts to say, give a vote for each topic. So I think we got about 7 or 8 topics tonight, and this is the first one, just the Super Bowl. But yeah, man, I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was decent Super Bowl. I hope the injuries to Stafford and Joe Burrow don't, linger until next season. And so let me see. So hold on. Saying that Bengals were robbed and the referees. Do I agree? I think I know what you're talking about. Wasn't there a pass interference call that they didn't call? Is that the one he's talking about?
No, I think he's talking about a couple. I think there was a holding call by the linebacker that knocked away the pass to Cooper Kupp at the goal line. and he was kind of tugging his jersey a little bit in the back, but it really didn't impede Cup from catching the ball. So it was kind of a flaky call compared to what they had allowed, before. And, my own personal take is that, hey, it doesn't even matter. I won't even go back to the Bengals call that you're referring to, or the no call where the guy blatantly committed offensive pass interference by grabbing his face mask. But yeah, that wasn't called. So it was kind of odd to see such a flaky call get called later in the game at a part that arguably mattered more. But the no call for offensive pass interference led directly to a touchdown. So you could see it as even, but I've always been of the thought that the refs calling the game the way they do, even if they had a bias, is something that I think any good coach nowadays that is worth their weight in gold is going to actually game plan around that stuff. So that's why I'm never one to really, it stinks when it's like only happened once and it's against your team and it cost you the game. But at the same time, if you're good enough to score 40, 50 points a ball game, then there really ain't nothing the refs can do to you.
Yeah, I mean, these controversy calls or no calls are kind of, it's like a staple in the NFL now. I mean, just thinking back, to that Saints game years ago, that prevented them from continuing in the playoffs. Ality, do you think the Bengals will learn that they need? And I don't know what else it says. I don't know what else he's asking, but I mean, yes, they definitely need an offensive line. Definitely 100%. Hopefully they're going to build that up through the draft or trades. And that's what I meant about Joe Burrow and getting his knee injured, because he already had a knee injury. So it's like, man, we got to keep that guy protected. But I mean, I don't know. There's always going to be some kind of human error in sports. And that's why what we were talking about before with having a robotic umpire, because it's just filtering out the chance of human error. And like with these games and these high octane moments and very skilled players and talent, it's just like, it's almost impossible to have a perfect game, honestly. Unless they, to have these calls not influence the game as much as they do, they would have to stop the game after every single play. You would have to stop the game completely to review everything. So it's like, what do you want, a 10-hour long game?
Right. And to me, that's what makes it, that's what kind of separates a professional sport from an amateur sport. You notice in college how they will stop the game. They'll even call something that the ref didn't even throw a flag for. They'll stop the game and be like, this and that, so they're really about getting everything perfectly accurate the way the NFL used to, when we were growing up, it was like, a fly didn't fart without it being reported and documented as a stat, and like what, all that. It was just a different, maybe it wasn't, maybe I was just more fooled when I was younger. I don't know. But it just seems like that's part of the sport now, almost. Kind of like going into a casino, you know what I mean? You got certain games that have certain rules, and even some of the rules are unfair. You choose to play,
I definitely believe that they're doing their best job out there. And it's unfortunate when it does happen, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's just going to require, I don't really know that. I can't think of
the best teams overcome it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could look at it even in the Rams case, where you could arguably say there was even number of calls, but the Rams end up winning by 3. So it almost bears out that the Rams, despite maybe needing getting burned by a call and then needing a favorable call, you could arguably say, well, if they're good enough to put themselves in that position to get lucky, then that's really what it's about. We hear this in baseball all the time where everybody's like, oh, that team just got the ball rolled the right way the whole year. And well, you have to play a certain way to put yourself in position to have good luck. If good luck is meaning the referees are helping you.
If missed calls are making you lose all these games, then you're not doing. I don't know if the job that you're doing is good enough, because there's going to be some human error. I mean, there's human error every time they don't catch the ball, right?
Sure.
You didn't catch the ball. That's a human error.
Yep.
Like you missed the tackle, that's a human error. So like everybody is out here not being
Exactly.
it's like
Because if
nobody's
Burrow,
perfect.
right, because if Burrow escapes, if he's 2 inches out further and escapes that sack or that almost sack, to end the game, he might squirt out and throw a 30-yard touch or 30-yard bomb or get into field goal range or something. So
Yeah, I mean,
ultimately, neither one of those calls from the referee really affected the outcome in the long run.
I mean, I imagine that the calls that these refs were making are pretty much 90 to 95% accurate. Missed calls
right.
and
it
calls.
Also
that's pretty good.
Sure. And what I'm
mean,
saying is it ultimately it came down to Aaron Donald was in the running for the MVP for a reason. And he got, he broke his block and got his hand on Burrow enough to disrupt the play. And that's what ultimately won the game.
Yeah.
Because I don't see any reason with the way Cincinnati was playing, which is a credit to them, to Burrow, given the offensive line, and also credit the Bengals defense for shutting down completely the Rams' 3 pretty decent running backs. You could easily see Burrow getting into field goal range there and at least extending the game into overtime.
Yeah.
So I mean, credit to Aaron Donald. It really
Yeah.
didn't, it really came down to that. And that's also why I on the other hand, on the other token, think that he may have earned the MVP over Cup. I think that may be one of our other topics, but we'll get there.
It wasn't, but yeah, I definitely think Aaron Donald had a lot more to do with winning the game but Cooper Kupp, I mean, he just ran down there and got that last touchdown.
I know it's hard.
But it reminded me almost when the Patriots won against the Seahawks with that interception. But that player didn't. The guy who got that interception didn't win the MVP.
Right,
Tom Brady did, but Tom Brady was like, "Look, you the MVP. You could have my truck."
Right.
That
on the other token, you could roundabout go back to Matt Stafford, because if you look at that throw to Cooper Kupp, it was a complete no-look throw.
Yeah,
I mean, elite.
It's just like he's been so good all these years, and it's finally it's so good. This Super Bowl, these past 2 Super Bowls are so interesting. We got first-year quarterbacks with the team, and the teams are playing at home field for the Super Bowl. It's like, what is going on here with these 2 stats? It's crazy. It's like I don't even know what to expect for next season. Do you know what the Super Bowl is for next season?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting off season with betting when that gets announced. So Anthony, Mazzano, refs are being paid by Vegas, but do you think gambling affects the way of some of these calls being called? I mean, dude, every gamble is a chance, right? There's no such thing as not having a chance when you gamble. And the chance that referees are going to be perfect, the chance that referees are not going to be perfect is 100%. That's the only thing you can bet on, is that they aren't going to be 100%.
And
accurate.
Anthony, I would suggest,
I don't know how else to answer that.
Well, there's a video going around I would suggest you watching about, I forget the guy's name, Brian something or other, that kind of wrote a book and kind of is talking about all of what you're talking about. So yeah, it happens. I mean,
it's just it's chance. It's
and there's actually not any rules against it, because the NFL has testified to Congress that they're a sports entertainment business, not any different than WWE. So it gives them the ability to say this isn't really a fair sporting contest, and as such, if a referee makes a call that favors one team or another, even if it's for nefarious purposes and not just an accident, there's no real, I mean, there is laws against fixing games, but in this case it's kind of not the same, and even if it is, nobody's challenged it yet in court. So
yeah, I mean, just make the referees more neutral. Like, don't like you can just switch up who referees wear and stuff like that. And I mean,
yeah, it's a subjective job in the first place.
It's just like it's human error. You can't. There's always going to be human error. That's the only thing you can guarantee about
now.
Sports.
Have people admitted that human error is manipulated? Yeah, people have admitted
Maybe.
that. Sources, quote unquote.
No, it's not Scar. It's not pointless. No, man. It's like I said, dude, we're at least 90 over 90 to over 90% accurate with
Well,
referees.
and also Scar, a lot of it is when you're talking about a team that scores 45 points a ball game anyway, and you're not talking about necessarily the fans getting shafted by a win or a loss. It's more like, oh, we only put up 42 tonight instead of 45, but our defense still held the other guys to 20 points. So, you know, that's usually where you'll see it as far as like players directly point shaving or whatnot.
All
They're
right,
usually not going
so
to point
who do
shave
you guys
to
think won
lose
this
their game
round?
if it's a
Who do you
close
guys think
spread.
won this round?
I'm sorry, Tonk.
I'm saying I'm asking the comments. Who do you think won this round? I'm not to take tally. I don't know if our producer is, but let us know who you think won because I'm gonna go to the next. Okay, we got one for Culler. I'll have to take a tally here. We got 2 for Culler.
I don't want a cookie. If I get a cookie, I'm going to just give it to you anyway, Tonk.
I guess you can mail it to me.
Right.
So you got both the only people who voted, you got it that round. So let's just say you won that round.
All right.
I'll give it to you. So cause for cleats. So this evening I looked up I actually looked up who's on the Bengals, like a player on the Bengals, and Joe Mixon. He has his foundation is the Headstrong Foundation. It's financial, residential, and emotional support for families affected by cancer. And since I lost my mom to cancer years ago, I know how much it does help to have help. Hospice was one of the people that were there. But that's really cool to like, I never heard of this specific foundation before, but I know that dealing with cancer and the cost of it and just moving around and dealing with stuff like that. And then after the person passes away and then just emotional from it, well, whatever help you can get really matters a lot. So that's why I chose his foundation today. It's called a Headstrong Foundation.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you looked up one, but next time you're on here, I can actually send you. I found a good link that takes you straight to the cause for cleats and then how all the players choose. So you can pick one for next time. Thank you, lucky you. Yeah, I miss my mom a lot, and that's why I'm always trying to like promote stuff that is in support of losing her. So next, here's a big subject. Will Brady return? I think he's going to. Now, going to the Bucs or not, I'm not absolutely sure about that. But I think Brady is going to come back. What do you think, Culler?
Wow. I think he may.
I mean, dude, he barely wanted to actually retire. Everybody else was saying it before him, and then he was like, "Hold on a second, I didn't say it. I'm going to retire yet." If that's your energy moving forward with this, then you don't really want to retire. But like, I don't know how much his family is putting pressure on him to maybe retire. And it's not like he's out there getting a lot of, he doesn't get too banged up anymore. Where like maybe CTE would start to maybe be an issue. But like, I don't know, man. It's just the guy is just his hands aren't done with holding the football and throwing it and just being out there.
I can say this, and I've probably goofed around in chat on a few streams in the last couple of weeks, and have actually said that I think Brady is going to be the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. But
I don't see him going there.
I was kind of joking, but then when I start to realize what McDaniel is building in Miami and where he's from originally. Oh, it just makes me think, man, it sounds a lot like the Manning Denver situation,
Well, that's what's interesting about Denver is they're pretty good at having older quarterbacks and winning a Super Bowl. John Elway, his last couple seasons, he won the 2 Super Bowls there. He lost them before that.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is we got Mike McDaniel, who's originally from Colorado, right? Grew up in the Denver facility. Okay. He's stacking our room with offensive line coaches.
Thank you, Ramen.
With the plan to stack the room with offensive linemen and running backs to support Tua. But if you think about it, you're looking at a situation where Brady could walk into Miami, much like Manning did in Denver, and just pretty much have all the work done for him. Because if you got Brady commanding the running game at the line of scrimmage, he's just as deadly a quarterback doing that as he is throwing the ball here and there, which he still has the ability to do.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think what will be important to Brady is that offensive line. Because he ain't gonna go want to play for a team
but
where
he
he's
sees
gonna be
what's going on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And he lives in Florida already. You know, if he's not going to go to Jacksonville, then or Atlanta,
I mean,
then
man, it's so crazy. I think he's kind of doing this on purpose.
I'm just saying, if I put it in chat going forward, I'm probably not joking around as much as I was before. You know what I mean? That's all. I don't know if it's a real possibility or not.
I mean, I think 100% it is a possibility. I just think it depends on what the team has to offer him for, because I think he cares more about not being tackled than, having monetary.
So you think maybe he's going to wait and see how we perform for a little while?
I'm not sure. I think that he's playing mind tricks right now, in that he's trying to see what the league starts doing with players and moving players around and building teams and this and that. And then he's just going to choose. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Because I don't know the Ross thing. I mean, he may want, it may not look good until the Ross situation is resolved for him to be playing in Miami.
Yeah. I don't even know if he really cares about something like that. Because I mean, the only thing he would probably care about is like, you're not going to try to pay Tom Brady to lose like that. He would walk away right.
No. I mean that because he's implicated a little bit in the tampering thing. If he,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's how he got to.
It'll validate the accusation a little bit that they were trying to get Brady on the yacht in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched too much into that because all of that going on right now is all he said, she said.
Right.
And it's all skepticism. I care about what Flores is trying to accomplish here, but everything else is going on. It's like, man, I don't even know how to, I don't even know what to think about all that.
So then it's on. Brady's coming to Miami then.
I mean, if he believes it, I mean, and if he, I mean, that's definitely Super Bowl contention, just having him on the team.
I'm thinking we'll start to hear rumors that he's hanging around the practice facility during training camp, trying to look at how the offensive line is shaping up. Who we gonna draft who we gonna get for another receiver?
I don't know. I think he likes the.
What if we brought Godwin here? Do you think it's a shoe-in we get Brady?
One player? No.
I mean, he did like throwing a Godwin.
He did. I mean, but that's the thing about Brady is that he makes everybody else better around him.
Well, Godwin was already there, in my opinion.
He's gonna turn. He's gonna make a good, a new, kind of, barely. I
mean, he elevates a guy like Mike Evans, but I don't know if he really elevated Godwin much. Godwin was already kind of better in my mind.
Yeah, Chris Godwin was really good already.
Brady just puts the ball on Evans' hands so clearly that Evans has no choice but to catch it.
Yeah, and I think Evans is a little taller than Chris Godwin.
I mean, Evans is better than Ted Ginn was, but he just reminds me.
It's just, I mean, it's just, I don't know. He just makes any team he's going to pick is going to become a better team. True. I actually think it's going to be San Fran because that's where he's from, is California. And San Fran is looking to get rid of their quarterback anyways. It'd be funny. Like Garoppolo also was under him at the Patriots. But I mean, I think the Niners would trade Garoppolo in a heartbeat and give away first round picks to get Brady, even though Brady isn't locked in with a contract right now. But I think that they would make that move real quick and do whatever they got to do to make it happen with Brady. I think they're probably already reaching out to him because they're ready to go, dude. The Niners are
catch
ready.
Alita's comment there?
If we bring Brady, what do we do with Tua? He'll just be a backup. I mean,
yeah, that's like asking. That's like Tampa asking, what were they going to do with Jameis Winston?
Yeah, he's definitely and he's a good backup. I mean, that's who. I mean, I would want to have Tua as my backup.
I like Jameis Winston. I'm just saying that's like Tampa asking, exactly. What do we do with Jameis Winston? Well, that's not really a question. Whatever you can would be the question.
His wife threatened to take the kids to Rio. Apparently, he went. I mean, I don't know how is that really true. Culler, did you hear what Anthony's saying? Like that, his wife is threatening to take the kids to. Like, I don't know. Gosh. I mean, I don't know. I think that it's going to be the Niners or the Bucks. I don't think he's going to go to Miami, but if he does go to Miami, they're definitely going to the playoffs, and they're probably going to because he knows how to beat the freaking.
Well, keep in mind though, there's
all right. Anyways,
there's the Marino thing too. He wants to outshine Marino.
Who do you guys think won that round? Culler already won one. We need to have maybe move forward. We can get some kind of button that shows like who's winning or something like that. I don't know. We'll try to get Fanatics to help us out with that.
He should be able to. He can create a poll.
Yeah, or maybe like at the end or something. We're still trying to figure this out, guys. But thank you for commenting. Yo, I love y'all's comments tonight. Thank you for being involved. This is great. I love it. So I got one vote for me, one vote for you. So we'll just call it even for that one. So you got two, I got one.
Dolphin Don, I am Switzerland.
Is that where he's from? Well, I won cause for cleats because I'm the only one that had cause for cleats. So it's
no, I got a cause for cleat.
Oh, you didn't say it. Why didn't you say it?
I don't know because I was just waiting for you to ask me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then you rolled right along, so I rolled with it.
Oh, my bad. What'd you choose?
But I've got it's the shirt I'm wearing tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Support for epilepsy.
Nice.
And it's from Purple Day 2021. So purple is the color they've chosen for for making sure for epilepsy awareness. And so the shirt I'm wearing came from a company, a local Florida CBD dispensary. And because there's a lot of research being done in the effects of CBD helping with epilepsy and all that. So my cause for cleat was from I went ahead because the first one I've ever done. I went ahead and picked the Miami Dolphin. I've got Sam Eguavoen. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. It'd be Eguavoen if I was pronouncing it the German way. But anyway, he does the healthcare sector, and he's chosen for his cause Epilepsy Florida, which is an organization. Their mission is dedicated to supporting those impacted by epilepsy by confronting the spectrum of challenges created by seizures. And they were established in 1971 as a not-for-profit 501c3. Epilepsy Florida is the principal agency for epilepsy programs and services sponsored by the state of Florida, servicing over 500,000 Floridians who live with the condition. So that's Sam Eguavoen's cause, and
Sam,
I agree with him on it, so I support it 100%.
Eguavoen.
Okay.
Hey, and my favorite color is purple.
Right? Yeah, I noticed you had a purple shirt
and
on
top of that, mental health. No, the domestic violence awareness is purple too.
Right.
That's why I got this one, the purple bracelet.
Well, maybe it's because they confuse all the flailing around.
I love that hashtag purple color. That's freaking awesome, bro. That's
that's dope. That's
Sorry,
dope.
boys. I'll
Dude,
get
you
back
can't
at
be
it.
coming in here and beating me, Culler. This ain't right, dude.
Sorry, man. I know that's your segment too.
It's all good, man. All right. So okay, so we got through. Okay, so that's I don't know who won that one.
It's one of those things that's hard to vote on. You know, it's like cancer, epilepsy, you know, both great causes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So U.S. men's. All right, fine. He's up 2-1. Fine.
You might get me on this one because I really don't know hockey, man.
So
you could fake it and probably
so
beat me on
U.S.
this one.
men's hockey versus Slovakia. So this is actually the quarterfinals, and the reason why they're in the quarterfinals is because they're undefeated right now. So we're doing real well in the Olympics. And I watched the game the other day when they were playing Germany, and it was up 2-1. I didn't see the end, but obviously they won, so it probably was stayed at 2-1. But yeah, man, I mean that's what I do like about hockey in this country is that we have really good players and we can compete with the entire world. You know, just like what was that when they played Russia all those years ago, during like the Cold War eras. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see us undefeated.
I'm going with the ROC.
Oh, as their opponent?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's who's gonna knock them out. I'm just
when is that game?
I'm just trying to concede you a win because it's USA and you deserve it. It's your
so
show.
ROC.
So,
yeah, when did they play that?
The Russian Olympic Committee, because they're not
okay.
even allowed to because Russia backed out, but their athletes still had to compete, so they're going in as the Russian Olympic Committee.
They're too busy putting troops on frickin' what's the country they're about to take over?
I could go for the home team and just guarantee you the win this round.
They're too busy. What's the
Beijing? Woo-hoo,
Ukraine.
Beijing.
Yeah, Ukraine.
Ukraine. Yeah, Ukraine.
They're like, all right, well, screw the Olympics.
All the political answers.
We're just gonna worry about going to war. I mean, what's the point of getting
right?
So much better to go to war.
If you think about it, though,
all their best skaters are preparing for frozen ice battle.
Right? Conventional warfare is almost
we need a snowball fight Olympic game.
Right? Well, I'm thinking though, conventional warfare is actually so like little damaging these days that we could actually make that an Olympic sport.
Conventional warfare?
Yeah, just regular conventional warfare, you know, bullets and bombs, no nukes, none of that stuff.
They should have like the strongest Ukrainian
hand-to-hand combat
fight. It should be
group versus group style. Actually, what they should do, they should make it like a chessboard. That would be fucking awesome, bro.
Right.
So I think they did this
and they
in
could,
Brazil.
They could all sit down and agree, like in Gangs in New York, be like knives, bats, you know, no guns.
One of the countries in South America, two politicians boxed each other to figure out who would win. Like it was over some kind of law they were trying to pass, or who would win, and they actually boxed each other over it.
See, now that's the old duel style without guns,
and it was like, why don't we go back to that? Like,
the idea behind that is God would never let the bad guy win.
Yeah,
that was the idea behind jousting too. So, like, that's how they determine who's lying, because God would never let the liar win.
That's with the horse and the pole, right?
Where they would just ride at each other and try to unhorse each other.
I'm over here worried about the horses.
Now, Olympic jousting is different. They just have these little.
Bro, I totally agree. What happens to the horses getting impaled and stuff like
that?
Dude,
I know. Right? It's like
these horses got to get blasted all the time, right?
Well, in battle, that would happen.
Did you ever see the movie The Knight or Knight's Tale?
Well, how about Braveheart?
They did it in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Braveheart, when all the horses ran into the pikes.
You know that when the Olympics first started, it was only men during the summer, and they were naked.
Yep. The Greco-Roman wrestling and all that. Yeah. They all slickered up and oil.
All right, I'll do the shot put, but I don't know about the wrestling part.
Yeah, they also slickered up in like olive oil and, you know, head to toe. It was very, you know, well, I won't use the word.
It's the nectar of the gods.
Right. Made you wonder how they threw the discus, with all that oil.
All right, so the roster, though, the USA men's roster, dude, he's already on artificial snow. We're not even there yet.
I know, right?
Michael and Mike's gonna be late tonight because of us. So
just put Tonk in the chat
really
for the last round.
The roster is very interesting because there's no NHL players. It's all college,
full amateurs, huh?
It's all college. There's like KHL, Big Ten, SHL, HEA. It's all college players, which is really, really interesting. Like, because I mean, the Olympics is technically supposed to be non-professionals.
Well, yeah, that's why we didn't start winning. We didn't start the dream team till relatively recently.
Yeah, because we kept getting our asses whooped. Because like their best players is like the college players in these other countries. It's like they don't have.
And the funny thing is now, because of the internet and YouTube and Google videos and all that, like instructionals, you got guys around the world now on some of these Olympic teams that are actually challenging our dream teams now.
Oh, dude, it's
crazy.
The basketball around the world is definitely getting better. I mean,
you get a bunch of Slovaks on the court and they're destroying our guys,
Alita, say a little bit more about what you mean with the Russian doping scandal. I don't know what specific situation you're talking about. But I mean, there's lots of doping in sports nowadays, so I want to know exactly what reference you're referring to.
Well, I think they're referring to the reason why there's no Russia. I think they got banned, so the athletes rather than punish the athletes that weren't doing anything wrong, they come in under the Russian Olympic Committee.
So it looks like they're figuring out a way to get around it, but that Russian doping, that was for a lot of sports, though, right? That was a lot of. It wasn't just for one sport, was it?
I think they busted, if I recall correctly, it was like the bobsled team that got them all busted or something like that.
What is steroids going to help with that too?
That's exactly
only one guy.
You know what it was? No, I know what it was. It was the thingy where they pushed the pusher thingy. That's what they did. They were like they tested the pushers first, and that's how they did it. Can you believe that shit?
Yep. See, we just throw up Herschel Walker there. We don't use steroids.
They're like Tony Montana or Rick Ross. Push it to the limit.
Yeah, I mean, we had Herschel Walker pushing a bobsled a couple times. He was like pushing the USA #2 sled or something.
Steroids is like, it's so big in sports. It's almost like we need to just have a league that allows for steroids.
Didn't baseball just basically greenlight it in their new collective bargaining agreement?
I'm not sure. I haven't read about that because I know they haven't finalized. They're still on a lockout right now.
Maybe maybe Snerdley can tell us in the back.
I mean, I'm not saying I support steroid use, but I mean, I don't know.
Listen, right now, what happened is the agreement with about drug testing is up. So there is no drug testing in the MLB right now for anything. So they're going to work that out. The problem is they're in a friggin' lockout. So that might be something that slips through the cracks or at least is an old thing. So probably baseball, at least for a year, is going to be nuts because of the drug testing limits that aren't going to be done with the players, potentially.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's
too,
just
ladies and gentlemen.
The Tour de France. Lance Armstrong, he said that everybody was freaking doping. Everybody was doping. I mean, I don't know. I think this needs a different kind of light shine on it. Obviously people are going to keep doing it. So like they just need to figure out a way to work with it. I don't know. That's a tough subject. We should have what's up, MCJ? We should have a discussion just about that someday about doping in sports.
And the thing of it is especially in baseball is that these guys, especially the ones that are coming back after an injury, they look at it like, I'm making millions. They don't care because the money they make still spends the same whether they get caught using steroids or not. You know, once they get to the point where they're rich and famous and got all these endorsements, they don't care. You know?
Yeah,
They've
they
done
just
got
needs to
what
be
they
more
needed.
open about it. Like when they lie and lie and lie, and then they finally admit it or get caught. It's like, man, like,
Yeah. In other words, the benefit for doing it by the time you get caught outweighs. It's sort of like a drug dealer, you know, paying off the judge. You know, it's like, well, you know, if you got enough money, if you're making enough money from selling drugs to pay off the judge, even if it's a big tax and you're still getting rich giving up that tax, you know, it's worth it.
yeah. All the with the figure skating.
You know, they lose a little bit of legacy image, but who cares at that point?
Yeah, I mean, what's his name just got held out forever. I think it was in the baseball Hall of Fame. Was it Barry Bonds that just got held out forever? Because you only have so much time to make it in, or how many ballots you can make it on before they select you, and they kept him out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. So he not because he was outright banned, but just because
They
he
didn't vote him in.
missed his last chance. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think this needs I think it needs reform on how they deal with it. So artificial snow so who you guys thought won that one? Because it's 2-2 right now. You guys decide who won that one. I'm gonna start with the artificial snow at the Olympics. So this year it's 100% artificial snow. And they got technology, and they got a specialist that specializes in making snow. Like, I thought Earth already specialized in making snow, but like it's for me. I think I've seen the difference in the snow. Like you could tell, like there's been a lot of accidents on like the downhill with the skiers. It looks like they're having a lot of trouble with this snow. That is causing accidents or failures.
Is there something wrong with the real snow?
There wasn't any real snow there. So in this area of China, I guess the air is so dry that it doesn't snow there in the wintertime. It's kind of like Seattle. Like Seattle, only one time this winter so far it snowed. It rains, but it doesn't snow.
So the Olympic Committee allow the Olympics to happen in a place that doesn't snow.
Exactly my point. That's why I chose that topic for tonight, because it's like, why?
I mean, this ain't a global warming issue or nothing.
No,
right?
It's not. I mean, it's like not everywhere gets snow every time. Like why don't you have it in a place that has like a lot of snow, like Alaska or Russia? Just keep Russia out of it.
Well, I thought that they did
or
like
go to the Arctic Circle or go to Antarctica. Like, why do we need to make snow when there's already snow happening? Earth makes snow. So I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you could still have the ice skating events and all that closer to Beijing. You know, you could just go out in the mountains for the skiing events.
Yeah, because like if you look at some of the aerial photos, you'll see that just where they're having the Olympic sport happen, like the downhill or the snowboarding, if you look around there, there's no snow. It's only in the one area where they're actually having the sport contest.
What's with the let me ask you this, Tonk. What's with the some of the skiing events being held right in the water treatment plant? What's going on there? I mean, only in China, you know what I mean? No offense to our Chinese sisters and brothers that
maybe that has to do with getting the water. Maybe that's where they get the water from.
Oh, for the artificial snow?
Yeah, because
when they just put it right on site. They're like,
straight from the tap. Straight from the tap, baby. It's like me going to the kitchen. We straight from the tap.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of tacky. I'm like this. You know, like, are we 1984? Has anybody ever seen 1984?
Is that what that smell is?
Right. You ever been over to the Lake Worth treatment plant, man? Yeah, tell me about it.
It's like the water treatment plant right next to Lake Worth High.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's where I went to high school.
Yeah, I as well. I used to park my car right there underneath I-95,
We got the
man.
ski slope on A Street.
Yep. Did you ever eat at the pizza place right there on the corner of A and Lake Worth Road?
Yeah, Lake Worth Avenue.
We used to go there before football games.
Yeah.
And by the time halftime rolled around, we're all like stomach aching and cramping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I miss being like, I like how we used to be able to park under I-95.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know, the tri-rail station there was only separated by a fence.
Yeah, I know.
So there was no jurisdiction for the school on the other side of that fence. So we park our cars right there and they just jump the other side of the fence.
That's why all the kids be over there smoking cigarettes before school started.
Well, the thing of it is, there's a McDonald's down the road off 2nd Avenue. You know which one I'm talking about? 2nd Avenue and 10th Avenue.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I'm sorry, 2nd Avenue and Congress. And so we used to park our cars on the train side of the fence, and we'd wait till all the deans went up to monitor the cafeteria, and we'd slip out the other side of the fence, get in our cars, and drive to McDonald's. And since it was like 11:30 in the morning, the French fries were like piping fresh hot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it was always fun. You know, we'd come back in, we'd hear the bell ring from down where you park. And we knew that the deans would have to go into the hallways and start monitoring the hallways. So as soon as we heard the bell, we waited about 2 minutes. And our class after lunch was the shop class that was right there on the hill by the parking lot. So we just waited until the deans like scurried off to go into the hallways and slip right back in to go to shop class.
That's tight. Yeah. So, so artificial snow. At Lake Worth High.
Unfortunately, well, there is artificial snow in Lake Worth whenever they have one of these, special events.
Took the words right out of my mouth, bro. What? It's artificial snow. It's just cocaine.
Oh, I like how he's chiming in and out. That's pretty tight for tonight.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, just like in and out. Hey guys, hey. And so halftime show. I'm not really a fan of halftime shows ever. And so one thing I do have to say about this halftime show, it was cool having, Snoop, Dre, Eminem, Kendrick, 50 Cent, whether he's upside down or right up. But why did they have where they were inside the houses? Only half of the stadium could see inside the houses. The other half, it was walls. Like, what? Like, I gotta watch the halftime show from a freaking TV above the halftime show?
And was this supposed to be like a dollhouse version of like a hood or something? Did you see the caddies parked in front of all of them?
Yeah, I was like, all right, is this supposed to be like South Central or something like that?
Right, is this like Friday on Broadway?
Yeah, I don't know who won the last one. Artificial snow. You guys got to let us know about the snow.
Yeah, we're two Floridians from the same town in Florida, like aren't talking about artificial snow. This one probably defaults to
I don't know if it's
this one probably defaults to the show host too.
I haven't. Best halftime show ever. I don't know. I don't know if there is going to be. The
Prince best halftime show ever. Prince. God intervened to make it the best. Done. Nobody.
Whichever one of us would have said that first was going to win that round.
The one with Nelly back, in like 2002, 2003. The one that had Nelly was really good.
I could go with that.
Because they had a bunch of different artists. They had like rock and roll, and then they had like hip hop, and then they had like. And the first ever one was a marching band from Michigan State. The Super Bowl one was a marching band.
and Stephen Ross was probably on the tuba.
Yeah, he's I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater.
Oh no, that's Michigan, not Michigan.
I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater. It's where they came up with the Jaws tune. It's like, is this good, guys? And then, there you go. And yeah, Aerosmith. Yeah, see, boom, I got it.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm a huge fan. I kind of like Nelly. He's having lived in St. Louis
well,
for
like it
10
was
years,
cool because
he kind of
after,
grows on you.
yeah, because after that he was saying, you do a halftime show. There's nothing bigger than that, And I
Mhm.
was like, that's tight that he appreciates it that much.
I mean, he's like St. Louis royalty. Like
Yeah,
he kind of has the keys to the city. Runs a nice little what do you call it? He runs like a producer like school, like teaching
Nelly,
young guys how to be showmen and produce
that's
stuff. You know
dope.
what I mean?
That's dope.
And so he gets to throw out a lot of the first pitches at Cardinals games and all that. So he's like
Oh yeah,
when he wears the the St. Louis hat, but he's a true fan. It's not just a gimmick in
right,
that
right,
case.
right. Oh yeah, his first music video was in a Rams uniform,
Yep.
jersey. So I thought 50 Cent was good. I mean, it was funny to see him hang upside down, like
Who is it
regardless of
said
the
he was looking
memes.
more like a $1.50?
Regardless of the memes, I was like, oh shit, that's tight. Like I thought it was kind of cool.
$1.75. I'm saying $1.50, man.
But like I didn't hear nothing them saying that it was gonna be a hologram of Tupac. Like word, did you hear that was gonna happen? I
think
didn't hear that.
Bro,
that
they've
was
been
gonna happen.
talking about the hologram of Tupac my whole life. Okay, it's this
Since he
myth
was
that
alive.
since the day he died, they're like, it must have been Tupac that goes, "I'm coming back as a hologram." Dipped right out real quick. I'm telling you, they've been talking about this hologram Tupac coming out and revealing itself to the world a million times. So I've never
I
seen
think
this.
they've done it before. I think they did a hologram before.
They said that, but I haven't seen the video.
I've seen
video.
the video.
I've heard that.
Can you
wasn't
film
there a
that? Is
prop
that something
bet on
that you? Is that something you could film?
Good question. Good question. I mean, listen, would it be if they filmed it and showed it to me on film? I'd never believe that it was a hologram. I would just believe it was like Roger Rabbit, where the actors just talk into a picture.
Right.
Until you show me the hologram with my own eyes, don't bullshit me.
I mean, I'd be like,
wasn't there a prop bet on that though?
If
I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Shout out
bro,
to last week's episode.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know, but I've heard Tonk. You remember when we were in the '90s? They always said that Tupac, Coachella, YouTube it.
Yeah, that's what I was.
You know what?
Of.
I did see something like that, but that looked more like
Filthy
screens. It didn't look like a hologram.
Right.
Filthy
No,
Cat,
I think it did. Plus, if they had it, I'd be like, I knew he wasn't dead.
Yeah, but
there he is right there.
again, like I'm saying, is it screens or is it a really good hologram? Because I got to see that with my own eyes. I don't want to be Roger Rabbited here. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
we're gonna get to the Super Bowl eventually someday, anyways, from this show, so we'll be able to.
Oh, bro, listen, this show's gonna get us Skybox tickets. Bro.
We already got fanatics.com, baby.
Bro, fanatics.com, guys, hit the link. Make sure, on sale right now through the link is all apparels and hoodies. So if you want to buy a badass hoodie, now's the time to do it.
Ching ching. Halftime show was not very special.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do some practice real quick.
Joe.
All right, everybody in chat. So fanatics.com is the ultimate sports apparel and fan gear store featuring jerseys, t-shirts, hats, collectibles, and merchandise for the fans of the NFL, NCAA, MLB, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, soccer, golf, and more. Probably curling too.
What he said.
So check them out. They're the guys that have all the official licensed apparel, like, the same stuff that all the fan sites have. They're the ones. Fanatics.com.
Done. It's
damn.
so
Culler making us all look bad, dude. Culler made us all look bad right there. He didn't. I'm gonna have to clip that and roll it as a commercial for all the show.
He's been doing this though.
Well, Tonk, the first solo I did, we kind of did impromptu on a Sunday night on the Finn's tailgate, and like the first time I read it, man, it was like, God, everybody's gonna hate me for reading this. You know what I mean? But whatever. It is what it is. Once I realized it's like, it is fanatics.com, like thefanatics.com. Like, you know how much stuff I bought there?
I know. I was just looking at stuff the other day, actually.
Yeah. Like, seriously, no reason you can't do it from the link here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It helps out Finn's tailgate. So we
and
all
Capitan
shop there.
Told me it's Ali Da. So sorry I was saying your name wrong, dude. But hey, thanks for everyone chiming in. So we're gonna have one more topic, and then after that topic, I want everybody just to say who won, because we haven't been I haven't been keeping that good score. But so yeah, anyways, halftime show. It was, I don't know, it was okay. I guess it was okay. I would have rather seen Eminem do like Godzilla or Rap God or instead of Lose Yourself.
I just thought it was so NFL. You know what I mean?
Why? Because Eminem kneeled.
No, just like so, like you know, like.
Bro, I'm fucking
sorry,
dying.
man.
Why? Because Eminem kneeled like it's such a nothing topic that people just took a picture of and tried to make it run on Twitter. Tonk comes out. Why? Because Eminem kneeled. That was hilarious. Great joke, guys. You have no idea how good of a joke.
Well, it was more just like, you know, like more kind of how like they'll pull out like you know, like how like your dad will be like groovy, man, you know, and it hasn't been the 60s for like ever, you know. Or like how your parents might try to use lingo from the early 90s and you're like, glad you finally got it, but you know.
Thanks, Dolphin. Thanks for guys for listening. Yeah, even if you're just listening, man, thank you so much. Like,
yeah,
we're really having
that.
fun with this. We love you guys commenting and like, thank you, Aquavision. I think I know the Chevy commercial you're talking about with the truck. It was the electric truck. I forgot how it went, but I remember watching it.
I just really like the Doritos salt and pepper commercial, man.
I actually was happy to see, you know, movie trailers, like Moon Knight and Doctor Strange. But finally, and speaking of pop culture, our final topic tonight is the Jurassic Park Dominion movie. And El Capitan chose that one. Probably because the cast is returning, like the original 3 is returning. And you know, just think when he first said that, it made me want to kind of pay homage to that, especially this specific scene where they first see the dinosaurs and they're like, so.
I'm so done with Jurassic Park, man.
I mean,
I just can't imagine how the whole world hasn't been taken over by dinosaurs now.
I mean, it's not like they're that hard to kill.
Yeah, I suppose. But and the whole Jedi guy now,
yeah,
controls the dinosaurs.
The Deadeye guy? Who's that?
Yeah, you know the don't eat us, velociraptors. We control you.
Is that in the trailer?
No, well, sort of. It shows the guy that had like, you know, that was able to like communicate with them because he trained them, you know.
Yeah, that was Chris Pratt's role, I think.
Right. Well, I saw him in the trailer. I thought kind of like,
oh, doing that again.
Yeah, doing the Jedi mind trick.
Maybe he'll just get eaten this time. He'd be like, no, do it. Then
that's what I'm hoping. Like he just gets snatched up by the T-Rex, like the guy on the toilet in the first one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I hope like the inner child in me was really happy when they made more movies long years ago, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of.
Well, sometimes they just have to give up. I mean, I'd rather see a remake of the original than continuing this saga that's just doesn't even make sense anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the last one though.
Like, I don't think you could do the eating the guy on the toilet anymore these days because there'd be somebody sitting there going, "You can't eat a guy like that."
You know, there's funny.
I'm waiting for Jurassic Park in space.
Right.
Jurassic World.
Takes Manhattan.
No, that's Jurassic Universe. They're like, we go to Mars and like a velociraptor ends up on the spaceship. And then eats everybody on the way to Mars.
Jurassic Park versus Jason in space.
Written by Freddy.
With Freddy teaming up with Chucky in return of the Spaceballs now.
There's scientists are actually they're reverse engineering a chicken because chickens are the closest animals to dinosaurs.
So are they actually dinosaurs though, as an evolutionist would say? Like in the
Well, they
evolutionist
turned into birds. They're
vernacular,
not
are they
dinosaurs
actually
anymore.
dinosaurs?
That they are the closest thing. Like lizards and iguanas and frogs aren't even closer.
Right.
Chickens are closer.
Right. Dinosaurs weren't necessarily, they might have been cold-blooded,
Versus
but they
alien.
weren't reptiles per se.
But they're trying to make what's called a chickensaurus. They
The
keep
Jurassic multiverse cat.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna be like Jurassic Park, multi-dimensional.
Bro, that's hilarious.
No, or
they
Jurassic
got, like,
Park,
talking-
superposition.
Jurassic Park 25.
Schrodinger's Jurassic Park.
But like what I'm excited about though, when I hear about this chickensaurus, is that someday we're gonna have like a whole Jurassic Park, and then someone's kid is gonna fall in the Velociraptor pit.
Right.
Because no matter what is going on, someone's kid is gonna fall into something someday.
But then the silverback's gonna jump in and protect the kid.
It's gonna be Harambe coming from the multiverse.
Right.
Because he didn't get killed in the other Earth.
Right, because there's gonna be some dimensions where the dinosaurs are good.
For the dinosaurs.
You know,
What's that book? There's a book.
Bizarro dinosaurs.
Did you ever read those books where like humans live, where the dinosaurs live, and they like use like a triceratops to like help plants like make the little grooves in the dirt and then put the seeds in?
I'm not
It's
sure.
it's a book series where we like live in harmony with dinosaurs.
Yeah. I mean, I remember old stories like that when we were kids, you know, like yeah, because there's people that actually believe that, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the
flat
dinosaurs
earthers
aren't
don't.
billions of years old and we lived with them.
Well,
But
maybe
then
we
there's
did.
also these old time machine books used
Well,
to
yeah,
read.
maybe we did just as like different alien species. Maybe dinosaurs were aliens. But yeah, so thanks.
Well,
thanks,
apparently, if you go back in the categorization of evolution, all like back, at one point, we were from the same single cell organism as trees.
Yeah, no, we're still related.
Like
to
we're
trees.
in the group of trees, like with
Yeah,
some
we're still.
little
Yeah, we're.
All right,
some
y'all are
element of our
reaching now,
body.
dog. I ain't related to no.
Trees
But
also
it's a
have,
eu-
and it
but that's
came
a
from the same
eukaryotic
single
cell.
cell
Y'all,
organism.
you guys are
before we
talking
all
about like
split off.
DMT and shit like that. Get out of here.
No,
you
we're
bunch
not.
of hippies. Get out of here, you hippie bastard.
Like they've expanded the taxonomy, so it's like there's all these different categories where things are grouped together that don't even belong because they have this one thing in their body that back before they all split off to the different branches, it was the same single cell organism that had that thing in its body. And since we have it and trees have it, we're categorized in this other subcategory with trees. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, we're all from Earth, so
Right. They're all I'm saying is they've highly categorized that now.
yes, because they get paid thousands of dollars to.
Mm-hmm.
They also say Pluto isn't a planet, so
I know. I'm with you on that. I mean,
it's like, look, it's a planet. No, it's not. We got to figure this out because we're never going to be there in
because
person.
technically none of them are planets. What does the word planet mean?
Something that rotates around the sun.
No, it's from a Greek word that means wanderer.
Oh yeah.
Well,
That'd
our
be an
planets don't
asteroid.
wander. They have
Asteroids
a distinct
do.
orbit.
Okay.
A true planet would be one of these rogue planets that's just floating in space that's not orbiting anything.
A rogue planet.
You know, that's
There
the
it
only
goes.
true planet.
So you guys gotta let us know who won tonight. Ooh.
It's always the host, man. Look at Finn. Finn's got 3 votes. Twitch,
Yeah, how is
YouTube and Facebook.
He's on all 3. He's got like 4 arms. in Twitch. Squid Games. Shout out to Squid Games. Shout out to CT Hypertrophy. Shout out to Lucky You. Shout out to Cat for Life. Ronnie.
CT cryotherapy.
Sorry. My bad. I'm trying to.
You're right. It's hypotherapy. Oops, I'm dropped you back. Sorry,
Ali Da. Thanks, guys. Man, you guys are.
Good job,
I love it,
Snurdly
man.
2.0.
Thank you. Joe Levesque. Filthy Cat. Brandon
Wait.
Hall.
Who's got?
Oh, shout out to Brandon for making my logo. You guys can see at the top. That's my actual logo. It means cheese chaser. Yeah.
Cheese chaser. All right.
Yeah. But so let's see. 1, 2 for me. There's 1 for you.
2 for you, and 1, 2, 3 for me.
It goes like this: 1 for me, 1 for you. Then I give you 2, and then it's 2 for me, so it's 3. And then you get another 1 for 3, and then I get 3 more. Pulled it out at the end. Yeah, that's what my ex-girlfriend said.
Yeah, he's like 1 for you, 2 for me, 2 for you, and 1, 2, 3 for me.
Yeah.
So I got like 5 and you got 2.
You're the ROC here, not me. Yeah, thanks, man. Squid Games, thanks, dude. I don't know where you guys are all located, but I'm assuming that it's mostly in Florida, so it's not like it's super early for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm gonna just say me, I won.